And we are live. Good evening, good evening, good evening. It's Monday, and it's the start of a new week. So I thought I'd just nip on and go live, see who's around. Just waiting to. I've updated all my socials, so we shall see what happens. Keeping an eye on my socials on my phone, so yes, welcome. I see we have one viewer watching. Welcome. Please do interact in the chat. It's always enjoyable to interact with my subscribers, and we shall see if some more people join. I have uploaded everything to social media, so as I say, this is very impromptu. I don't plan my live streams. It's all very off the record. I kind of live stream when I feel like it. I felt like it tonight. I really did. So yes. Let me know if the music is too loud or you can't hear it at all. I can adjust the volume via OBS Streamlabs. So having background audio helps to fill those moments of dead space. It can get a bit awkward, but we work with what we have. So, yeah. My weekend was pretty quiet, I should say. I should add. Didn't really get up to much this weekend. Kind of just didn't really do a great deal. I didn't even go out this weekend. But it's all right. It's all right. The fact that I didn't really do anything this weekend. I've got busy weekends coming up, so I finished the exhibition show guide. That's what I did. I've been working on I'm involved in a exhibition on the 21st, and I was asked to help with the show guide, so I've been finishing that up because obviously we had to get that off for printing. I didn't have to. The club I belong to, they paid for the printing, not me. So I didn't actually have to deal with that side of things. I just did the production side of things, putting it all together, writing it out and adding photographs. And it was nice because I could add some of my own photographs that I've taken over the years at the club. So if you're wondering, it's a model railway exhibition. Kind of glad to get that sent off. to the person that can get it published. Obviously, I don't have publishing contacts, but my friend does, which is useful. Sorry, my phone's blipping. So yeah, you know, it's been a productive weekend, if not much else. And sorry, I keep saying I'm thinking on my feet. When I think on my feet, it causes me to pause, and I don't like doing it. It's an old habit. Old habits die hard. But there I go again. Trying to shift it, but you know, after all these years, it's something that I'm not a public speaker. I'm not a public speaker. I'm not normally. I'm more introverted than extroverted. Really, I do these things because I enjoy them. I enjoy going online and chatting live, and talking about the things I've been up to. I've been painting my Iron Warriors army. I haven't got any with me at the moment. They're all on my paint station, but they're silver and gold now with black, and I'm sort of finalising the details before I put the transfers on them. I don't think, yeah. So these are the, I don't know how well you can see them, the silver, these ones here where my finger is, they're Iron Warriors. So that's the emblem, sort of like a mechanical skull. So that's the emblem I'm going to be putting on their shoulder pads, with some smaller bits and pieces to finish them up. I'm quite excited because I've been using Mark II Iron Armour from the Horus Heresy kits, because I am doing a Chaos Space Marine army, but I believe that Iron Warriors probably don't let their armour become as chaotic as other legions. So that's my warband anyway, my Chaos warband. Apart from that, you know, don't think I've got anything else on the go. Oh, I've been building some kits for model railway layouts as well. I built this. It's a book stand. I thought that might look nice on the station platform or in the station forecourt. So I'm going to paint up all those books individually and paint the wagon as well. Let me get that. So there's the wheels. Painted 2 line side huts with chimneys in different positions. I built them today. One with door open and one with door shut. The one with door shut open is going to be it's not going to be treated any differently to the one with the door shut, to be honest. It's just going to be a bit more interesting in painting the door. And then I built some sheds out using plastic kits. The line side huts, I should say, for anyone interested, are Ratio kits. They're a company called Ratio, and the sheds that I built, and they're by Wills kits. So there's some stone sheds that I built today, ready for painting. Some people do put them straight on the layout like this, but I like to paint them up and weather them and make them look a bit more natural. So they will go on the layout. And also a lavatory, because the people that work on the railways, when they're working in the line side huts, or or trying to, or in the storage sheds or whatever, need somewhere to go. So, and yes, it does have a hole in the bottom, so it don't know how well you can see that. You can just make out there's a hole where the light is. You can see as I move the red of my t-shirt through the hole. I'm just looking at the screen to make sure that you can see that. So if I move that over, so yeah, that's what I've been building today. I'll get them spray painted and undercoated before I do anything else. And I use water-based acrylics. I don't use enamel paints. I don't like enamel paints. Never been a fan of enamel paints. Sorry, I'm getting a lot of notifications through at the moment. I've been busy with some things. So yeah, I've been productive building. There's a few other buildings that I need to do, but I don't have access to them at the moment. They're in storage at the club, so I will bring them home and paint them up nearer the time, because I want to do painting at the exhibition on the day, sort of like a demonstration at the show itself. So I've got a table where I can do it, so that'll be interesting, because I've never done it publicly, so I've got to be really careful, but I will be. I'm pretty good at what I do. I'm not saying that just to be, I've been painting models since I was about 13, so I'm 41 now, so let me just get the calculator up. Let's see. So I've been painting since 1997, so 26 months, 1997. I've been model painting for about 29 years. So, yeah, 28, 29 years. So, that is, something really. I mean, I found my original models, and they were terrible. If you see my model painting today, it's much tidier, much neater. When I started out, it was awful. I really didn't know what I was going for. I started with Space Marines in Warhammer, and then moved up to Chaos. Sorry, my phone keeps... I might have to put my phone on silent. That's so annoying. Might have to turn off the notifications. turn off Wi-Fi for the moment. I can always check back. Oh, hiccups now. But you know, so yeah, you know, I've been building, and I've got loads of sprues here I need to get rid of. But you can't recycle them. Maybe you can. Maybe you can recycle them. I'll see if I can put them in our plastic recycling, so that it's. But yes, you know, Poppy, hello, lovely to see you, my friend. I've just been showing some models that I've been building today. Would you like? I'll show them again. I was building this market stall with, don't know how well you can see that, some little books on it, and I'll be painting. And yes, I do paint. I've done one of these before with books, and I've painted each book individually, and I will be painting each book individually again as I do it. So that will be interesting. And then I built some little huts out of plastic kits. They're for my model railway that I'm building with some friends at my club, and I'll be painting them at our exhibition on the day in about just over a week's time now. Just over a week's time. Yeah. I mean, it's the other top it had, which I didn't think was really suited to a model railway, unless we were doing a proper marketplace, was fruit and veg. I mean, you can't really see it very well there, but that's fruit and veg. So we've got tomatoes, apples, bananas, avocado, aubergine. But I went for books because at a railway, the Heritage Railway, you get second-hand books. So I thought that would be nice to have on our station, where people can buy second-hand railway books. And as I say, every single book that's on that on this cart will be painted by me by hand. As I say, I also built two sheds, and a toilet, because the people that work on the railway, keeping the track clean, need somewhere to go. So and yes, it does have a real hole in it. There we go. You can make out the. Let me do it with my left hand. There we go. There we go. If I move my finger, you can just make out as I move it the pinpoint of light through the hole. So it is accurate scale. It is accurate scale. Also, let me know if the music is too loud or too quiet. I can adjust it. It's one of my playlists that's playing in the background. But yeah, so I've had a productive weekend. I was saying before you arrived, Poppy, that I was involved in putting together the show guide, which I helped to write, and I added some of my railway photographs in there because I thought it would be nice for the public to see some of the things we do at the club and some of the places we visited. So I can show some of my railway photographs. I'm more than happy to show some of my railway photographs. Let me get my pictures up. Video device, yes, we're screen capture on. So I'll try not to show any sort of photos that have people in them, but I'm quite happy to show some of the photos I've taken over the years. For example, the Isle of Wight Steam Railway. There's multiples and multiples in here, so we'll just have a look at some of them. Because I take more than one photo. So that's the ferry leaving Portsmouth. That's the ferry leaving Portsmouth. The station at Ryde Harbour. Now, which one is that? There we go. That is a London South Western Railway O2 without its wheels, because it's undergoing overhaul at the moment, so it's being maintained. Apparently that loco has now left the island. It did have a name, but I can't remember what it was. It's on the side. That's one of the Terriers, number 11. It does have a name, but it doesn't have its nameplate on the side. A lot of the Isle of Wight Terriers were a lot of London, Brighton, South Coast Terriers carried names, and they were named after places in London. But I'm not sure which one this was and what it carried on the Isle of Wight. That is a diesel. This one is actually 1938 London tube stock, London Underground stock, but for many years the Island line on the Isle of Wight uses ex-London Underground stock because it's a short line and it has some low tunnels. It can't really take certain sizes of train. That's a standard. That's a no. That's LMS Fowler. That's what became the standard class for steam locomotive. That is a austerity tank, also known as a J94 saddle tank. And that is Royal Engineers. It's actually an ex-military railway steam locomotive, Longmoor, I believe. That's it running round. That's a lovely one. Those are the stations on the Isle of Wight steam railway. Oh yeah, it was a 1940s weekend that weekend. And this Spitfire was actually built literally from scratch. There was only a few parts of it remaining, and the chap that owns it, who was in the RAF uniform there, he actually built it literally from scratch. It's a gorgeous piece of work, absolutely. Yeah, rebuild. So some military vehicles, lorry, jeep, another jeep, NAFI. That's something that made tea and coffee. There's some more military vehicles, because it was a 1940s weekend, so there were a lot of people in costume and pretending to be soldiers, and Citroen there, 1940s Citroen, or 30s, pre-war, so some old tractors, and they had 1940s music as well, being played. Lovely traction engine, not Kentish, because it didn't have the horse. Probably Ireland built. German encampment. That was wood cutting. That was like a wooden sawmill. Yeah, so that was like a sawmill or stone cutting. This was coming in at the end of the day. This was one of the I think it was waiting for its locomotive to attach, because this is the only part where the trains can run past each other. Basically they go one way, then they go all the way to Smallbrook Junction, then they come back and stop at Haven Street, which is the main station on the Isle of Wight Steam Railway. And that was actually for my 40th birthday. And it was a really good day. This was really special though. This is when they had the Great Gathering. I'm sure this was the Great Gathering. Ellerman Line, Southern Railway Q1. Yes, the Great Gathering. They had the six surviving A4 class locomotives present, and Mallard being one of them. Mallard being the world record holder for the fastest steam locomotive. But they had the other 5 surviving members of its class with it. So we'll just go through each of them. So there's Sir Nigel Gresley, painted in the same livery as Mallard, which is LNER Garter Blue. There's its name board. Can't remember. Oh, Dwight D. Eisenhower. This one actually came over from America, because it was actually gifted to America when it was taken out of service. Of course, it's named after President Eisenhower, but of course at the time it was named after him. He was General Eisenhower. Is that Union of South Africa? Yeah, Union of South Africa. Again, both are in Dwight D. Eisenhower and Union of South Africa are in BR green, so they're in their BR green livery. Bittern in its LNER Garter Blue. You'll notice that Dwight D. Eisenhower and Union of South Africa both have their BR numbers 60008 and 60009 respectively, whereas Sir Nigel Gresley, Sir Nigel Gresley has its BR number 60007, which means that is actually BR Garter Blue, not LNER Garter Blue as I thought. I'm in my element now. I am in my element. So that's got its number. And that is Mallard itself, 4464. And that is in its LNER Garter Blue, which is lighter than BR Blue. So 4468 is Dominion of Canada. Oh no, 4489. So which one's... I'm getting confused. I am getting confused. I am getting confused over classes, over names. Still, it's nice to see them. It was nice to see them on the day because they're all split up. Bitton and Sir Nigel Gresley still run on the main line. Dominion of Canada, I believe, it actually does reside in Canada. They had red wheels, of course, when they in their LNER colours. That's the controls of one of the A4s. I think that is Mallard's cab. Yeah, they had water scoops because they ran from London King's Cross to Edinburgh, and they picked up water in special scoops. Can't remember what that was, but these are pressure gauges and speedometers and things. Another image of Dominion of Canada. 4489. Some nameplates. Great Western there, Castle Class. That's a Great Western Railway number plate. Channel Packet was a Merchant Navy steam locomotive. Oh, there's Sir Samuel's nameplate, King Arthur Class. Class 52 diesel hydraulic, Western Enterprise. There's a double O gauge A4. This is the layout they had there, North Eastern Railway. Of course, being in Yorkshire, they obviously have LNER. That's the control panel. They were running mostly I'm so in my element now. Oh, there's one of the Eurostar prototypes. Or is that one of the actual Eurostars? I can't remember. These were southern loco names. Remembrance Class was London, Brighton South Coast. Lord Nelson were southern. King Arthur Class nameplates there from the Southern Railway. LMS. If it says Princess, that is Princess Coronation Class LMS locomotives. And these are obviously LNER. Oh no, Sir William Stanier FRSE's Midland, so that's from a Midland locomotive. That's a narrow gauge. Gladstone, that is a London Brighton South Coast B4. That's the cab. Not sure what class that is. That's an LSWR class M7, which for some reason came out blurry, probably the light. That's a GWR station wagon. United Dairies. GNR, Great Northern Railway pannier. That was like a small shunter they have at the railway. Another small shunter. Class 40. Rocket, one of the first ever. That is actually a replica of Rocket. The original is up at York, or is it up at Manchester now? I can't remember. But they built a working replica of Rocket. The first loco from 1825, or one of the first locos, I should say, not the first loco. Penydarren was actually one of the earliest locos in 1804, model of DP1. Planet was another loco related to Rocket. City of Truro, lovely loco. Diesel electric. What's that say? Silverlink. That was one of the early A4s when they were painted silver. Some posters. Green Arrow in the workshop. Class 20. Golden Arrow was a service. Flying Scotsman there, which is now running, of course, back up and running. City of Truro looking so sad at the back there. Should be restored and put back to running service. See, here's the A4s again. Southern Railway Q1 there, the only one of its class surviving. Evening Star, one of the last 9Fs built in. Because what we did was we went into York. We went into York and did the Jorvik Viking Centre. So here's some photos of York. York Minster. Oh, this is in the Viking Centre. This is looking at the archaeology for the Jorvik. So we'll just skip through that. Because if you want the full experience, I recommend going to Busker. Love that. I don't know why, but I love that photo of York Minster. I just think I just somehow framed it so. There's York Minster. That's to do with the old Roman Forum that York Minster sits on. I know. Yeah. But York Minster sits on top of Roman remains. The Treasurer's House. And now we're back at the museum. King George V, the first of the GWR King class. Lovely engine. I'm a Great Western Railway enthusiast myself. Great gathering. This, as I say, this is from 2013, so we're going back 13 years ago. Dwight D. Eisenhower again. Now there's a photo I took 45 minutes to take this photo. Not that one. That's South Eastern Chatham Railway D class. There's A4 Pacifics. Oh, that was Loughborough. Where's the photo I'd waited to take? Maybe it's in another folder. That's an observation car. Class 40. Can't remember what that one was, but it was LMS. That was LMS. If you've ever seen the film Strictly Ballroom, Loughborough is what they call in the film Luga Baruga, because it's set in Australia, so they call Loughborough Luga Baruga. Rothley, which was all done in different eras. So you had BR, LNER, Great Northern. I want to say that's. I'm not sure. I'm not gonna risk it because I don't really know London Midland Scottish steam locomotives that well. I don't want to risk it. Station Master's office. This is Loughborough. This is going up to the engine shed. Salamiel, the only surviving King Arthur class steam locomotive, Southern Railway. I'm not sure where it is now. Don't think it's at the Great Central Railway anymore. Boscastle, Southern Railway Bulleid Light Pacific West Country class being under restoration, and I think it is still under restoration after 13 years. It takes a long time to restore some of these locos. That's not sure, might be a 45-ton crane. That's the signal cabin. All those levers work the signals and the points. What's that one? 6690. I think that's... Can't remember. I'm not going to risk it. Class 20. Loughborough. Model Great Western. See, they had some of the main station boards. Because a lot of the line is now no longer in use, so it's a heritage railway. It's preserved. That's a Great Northern Railway steam locomotive. I can't remember the class, so if I can't remember the class, I'm not going to risk it. But I did go back to the Great Central Railway much later, because they had a 9F posing as Evening Star, strangely enough, which is up at York. Oh, this was their model railway. This was their model railway event. So they had, yeah, that was a good day. That's a GWR. That's a model GWR diesel rail car. Not sure what that is because it was moving quickly. Class 17. No. That's a class 14. Longmoor Military Railway austerity tank. I'm quite interested in the Longmoor Military Railway, actually. I want to do a sort of nod to it in N-gauge. Cattle dock. So basically a cattle wagon would come up here and they'd load the cattle into the wagon. That's an American model. sure what that was running that day. Oh, it was Evening Star. It's in BR Green. Another Midland layout. Even has the name. Even has the plaque. Class 101 diesel rail car. That's a Class 108. Still going through old railway photos that I took many moons ago, because I'm a railway modeller and a railway heritage enthusiast. So Buckinghamshire Railway Centre. This was during another exhibition, I think. Oh no, that's Alexandra Palace. That's Alexandra Palace. I clicked on the wrong folder. War Department 040 diesel shunter. Hunslet. That's the War Department. See, the train from London used to go all the way up to Quainton Road in Buckinghamshire. There's another Austerity. I want to say that's an Austerity. I don't think it is. I think it's an 040, but I can't tell with its wheelbase hidden. That's oh yes, that's the London Chatham Dover. That's literally some of the few remaining London Chatham Dover railway stock, because all the locos for the London Chatham Dover railway got scrapped. But there's Quainton Road. Postal Service. I didn't photograph the exhibition about the Great Train Robbery. Now that's a Castle class, and I can't remember. Oh, Define. Yeah, I knew it was a Castle class, but I couldn't remember the name, because there's a couple of Castle class locomotives from the Great Western Railway still surviving. This was during their steam event, so we got a couple of Sentinel steam wagons. It's best to do the Buckinghamshire Railway Centre on an event day. It's very quiet on a regular day. Another Sentinel steam wagon. Kent built. If it's got a horse with Invicta on the front of the vehicle, the traction engine or steamroller, it's built in Kent, so you know, miniature traction engine. Another one built in Kent. They were built in Rochester. That's a Showman. That's what's known as a Showman engine. Used to run things like funfair rides and the lights in big tops, things like that. Another steam-powered Sentinel road vehicle. Early sort of penny farthings. They had classic bikes there. There's the Showman engine again. Classic cars. Another Sentinel. Sentinel's the company that built these vehicles. Oh no, Foden. I beg your pardon. That's a Foden. But I think that's diesel. That's actually diesel, because it's got a radiator at the front. So they had classic cars there as well as steam. It wasn't just steam vehicles. Yeah, if they don't have a radiator, then they're steam powered. Red Dragon. Not sure, but I think that's South African. I think that's a South African loco. That's a transport wagon for goods. That's a goods wagon. Class 101. That is Metropolitan Railway R stock. It's not. It's quite late. I want to say late 40s, early 50s, going into the 60s. It was replaced in the 1970s. You can see now that that's no 40. You can see from there it's no 40. I knew I had some other photos with its wheelbase. Another miniature traction engine. Another one in motion. Barrel organ. That's a BT well tank, Southern Railway BT well tank. One of only two surviving. I think that one's actually owned by the National. Is it the London, the Lancashire and Yorkshire coal tank? No, I think that's actually owned by the National Trust. That one. A couple of diesels. Great Western GWR gunpowder van. I've got one of them in N gauge, which is quite small, considering 00 gauge. That is a refrigerator van for fruit and vegetables. Shunter. That was a unusual little diesel. Can't remember what it was for, but it was it was industrial. It wasn't ever used on. It was private ownership. Railway crane. Some of the old. There's a lot of London Transport stuff in the Buckinghamshire Railway Centre. W.H. Smith and Son. Yeah, less said about that the better. Now they've changed its name. Some of the boards they've used on the trains. That's actually from the Post Office Railway in London, 1938 stock. If you were with me during the Art of the White Railway photos, you would have seen some of them. But that's only the cab of 1938 stock. That's not the full platform tickets. You can't count platform tickets now. What's that? That is lamps. Layout. Some wagon plaques. Some catering. I think I took that because that's GWR. That's dining. That's for dining trains. So when you used to go down to Bristol for example, on GWR you used to have your meal, same on the LNR up to Edinburgh, and even Brighton to London you could have your breakfast on the what was it, the Pullman, I can't remember what it's called now. Brighton Bell. Some more wagon plaques, double O gauge scale vehicles, London buses and trams, stop signs, things to do with London Transport and BR. Some of the double O gauge, another of the Post Office Railway. That's the storage, how they used to put stuff on wagons to take it to places, furniture and the like. I took that one because that was an in-joke that's no longer an in-joke and no longer funny. Long story short, and less said the better. Victoria Line, Warren Street, Stoke Mandeville used to be on the tube map, not anymore, as was Wendover, and the Metropolitan Line used to go to Stoke Mandeville and Wendover. It's now only served by Great Central trains. Midland Railway wagons, some more coaching stock, some station buildings, fuel tanker. You know, I mean, you get the idea. You get the idea with these photos. That was one of the special locos for the Brill tramway. It was actually basically a traction engine that ran on, built by Aveline and Porter in Rochester, the building which was sadly demolished. Even though it was of great importance because it built a lot of the traction engines that are preserved today. There's the barrel organ, or the show organ. That's a thresher, so it threshes the wheat from the corn. Don't know why they had a tank there, but they had a tank there. That was an engineering train. Let's see what else we got. I've got a lot of old photos. 2024 Bluebell Railway. So that is a Battle of Britain class steam locomotive. Oh yeah, Sir Archibald Sinclair. So it's a Battle of Britain class steam locomotive. Used to be streamlined, but they rebuilt them in the 1950s to be more conventional. Here comes Fenchurch, which is a Terrier, A1X Terrier. This is during their model railway exhibition, so there's a lot of model railway photos. That was a fun layout to see, all the colours. There's Sir Archie again. And that is Blackmore Vale in waiting to be overhauled. It's being overhauled at the moment, but they took off its air smooth casing to overhaul it. So that's a standard tank. And Beachy Head, which is the H2, which is one of the newest locomotives in the country, built from scratch, although its frames, I think they had the frames, but they had to build the locomotive from scratch. But it's a Brighton Atlantic, what's known as Brighton Atlantic. Never been behind it, never been on a coach behind it. And I think on that note, I think I'm gonna call it a day. I've been going for over an hour, so thank you for joining me, and I will see you again soon. I will live stream again. It's been fun, and I hope you've enjoyed seeing some of my photos. I will show some more in future if people want that. I will try and better organise them so that people don't have to see duplicates, but it was fun sharing them. So